Hello everyone, welcome to the Flaseron Show. This is a show that's going to explore serious subjects, and they may be rather deep and rather personal to whoever's on the show that particular time. In this instance, it's just going to be me alone. However, in the future, we will probably have guests on here. I have a game running in the background so that you have something to look at, because I don't have a webcam. So without further ado, this first episode will be about how deeply a relationship with someone can scar you. And to show this, I'm going to have to tell a story that, as it happens, is rather personal to me, and it goes back a long way. So just go ahead and bear with me, and you'll see exactly where this leads up to it. Now, I used to know this girl, and as it happens, it all begins with a girl, as is the case in many other stories I've heard. But as it was, I knew this girl, and we began like a pseudo-relationship where we weren't really dating, but we were kind of seeing each other. And it was, I would say, my first really serious love. And I'm not going to reveal their name. I'm not going to embarrass them in that way where everyone can look this person up. I'm not going to do that. I will say that as this relationship went on, I thought we became rather serious, and I thought the feelings were mutual, and to this day I really couldn't tell you whether or not that's true. I can tell you that I knew exactly what I wanted. What I wanted was her, and I can tell you that she did not know what she wanted. And she has told me that. She wasn't sure what happened at a certain point where we just stopped being together. We didn't stop being friends, and we didn't stop seeing each other socially, but all of a sudden she was with another guy, and I didn't know what was going on. So, long story short, I ended up moving away, because come to find out she was dating this other guy, and really I didn't have any chance left, and there was nothing left for me there. At least so I thought. Hindsight is 20/20. But so I moved on, moved away, and the effect this had was it made me subconsciously think that I was not good enough for anyone, because if this sort of thing could happen, if I was in a relationship already where the feelings were mutual, at least in my eyes, and then the relationship could so suddenly disappear, that must mean something, or at least subconsciously that's what must have been going on in my head. And I couldn't tell you if that's exactly what was going on, but as far as I could tell, it must be something close, because for a long time I actually had no idea this was actually going on inside my head. Therefore subconscious. But that's neither here nor there, because it could be a subconscious thing and you could still be aware of it, you just can't stop it. But for a long time I was actually completely unaware that this was going on. I thought I was over it. I thought I'd moved on, and it wasn't true, because this simple action by the one person, because I cared so much for this person, it left a deep scar inside of me. And you could say that I'm less manly. You could say anything, but I can guarantee if this sort of thing happens to anyone, it's gonna leave a scar. It's gonna hurt. It's not that I was crying all the time. I wasn't weeping. As I said, I thought I'd moved on. I thought I was done. I was ready to go to new things, and I did move to new things, and I made new friends, but it changed me. I wasn't the happy person I used to be because I'd lost something that I didn't ever think I'd get again. And I don't have it again, because up to this point I haven't had the means to acquire that again, because of the damage that this did to me. And I'm not blaming this person. I'm not saying that my life has been ruined because of them. But I have to be honest, and they did some damage. She hurt me in a way that I've not been able to fix. I haven't healed from that. And I can't guarantee that I ever will, completely. And the damage has been done in such a way that because I don't think, or at least it didn't think that I was good enough for anyone, my subconscious formed several habits that made it almost impossible for me to have happiness like that again. And it's not something that's easy to explain, and it's not something that can just be brushed over. It changed me a lot. I used to be really outgoing. At least while I was with a group I was comfortable with. It's not that I was super shy. I was a little uncomfortable around people I didn't know, but at the same time I could still make friends, and I loved to go out with people and do activities and find new things and just go explore like the woods. I love to do a lot of things before this happened, and thinking about it and how much I've changed since then it's almost mind-blowing, really. The extent of the damage that was done to my psyche, I can't even begin to explain the full extent of it. It's just, I'm almost 180 from the person I used to be as far as other people go. I like to meet new people, but I'm terrible at it now. I'm completely terrible at it because I'm shy. I don't like crowds, and it's like a terror when you want to meet new people or you want to ask a girl out, And before that, it was not quite that bad, actually, because you could meet people anywhere. But now, even if I'm at a party, I'm kind of the wallflower. Whereas before, as long as there was one person there I knew, I was okay. And it's weird to think that that's not the case anymore. I mean, it hasn't been for a long time. And I know several people who have had things like this happen. It's a byproduct of some painful breakup, especially in your teenage years, where you just haven't. I don't know how to explain it fully. it's you have something great, and usually it's because you don't see a way that you're going to lose that, because you have it securely, and then you just lose it, and your mind tries to figure out things, tries to figure out why you lost that, and it tries to figure out where to go from there. And in doing that, my mind went to a pretty dark place. Now, like I said, I'm not really blaming her or saying that she ruined my life. I've been rather close to this person for a long, long time, and perhaps not as close as we used to be, but for a very long time we were still quite close, and we used to talk all the time. And it wasn't until recently that I realized where the change in me came from. It all started right there, and now the only thing that I can do is try to figure out how to reverse that. And the point of this is not to whine or complain. It's to kind of give an example of how much damage one person can do to another and not even be aware of it, because I know that she isn't aware of how much damage she did to me. She has no clue, and I haven't told her, and I will never tell her, because I don't want her feeling guilty, because she never meant to do that, and I would have never meant to do that to her, but it happened, and it was easy. So when you're in a relationship with someone, be sure, and if it's not working out, talk about it. Don't make a snap decision and don't let them find out from someone else. You need to sit them down and you need to talk it out with them, because if you don't, the damage will be so much worse, and potentially the fallout from it too. And what I mean by that is, while her and I still have a working relationship, if you don't do it properly, not only will the damage be greater, but you may find you no longer have a relationship with them at all. Even like friendship. Friendship is a type of relationship, so I'm not just talking like a romantic relationship here. If you're ending any kind of relationship, especially a romantic relationship, be sure to talk it out with them and let them know why. Maybe it's just that you two didn't sync up, you didn't mesh, you didn't quite work together the way you two thought you would, but they need to know. And you need that closure too, because if you don't have that closure, trust me, I can tell you from both my end and her end, if you don't have that closure, you will spend years wondering what happened. And that comes from making a hasty decision where you're confused or you're a little scared of going forward, and you make just a terrible mistake or a rash decision. It's just, it has lasting consequences, and all I'm saying is think about it, talk about it, make sure everyone knows what's going on, because you really don't want to be 10, 15 years down the road with all these regrets and maybe a friend that you could have had but now you don't, or even worse, a relationship, romantic or not, that still could have been strong and now it's destroyed because you made a quick decision for whatever reason and they didn't know what was going on. You may not have known what was going on. All I'm saying is talk things out. It'll work out a lot better. I'm going in circles now. So that's my story. That's my advice. Please think on it. Until next time, please take care of yourselves.